Hello students, a very good morning to you. Let us start with our next chapter, that is chapter number 9, Flow of Control 1. So first come to the introduction part. As you know students that programs are the sequence of logical instructions. Means whatever you are writing, it will be executed step by step one after another in any computer language. But all programs are not written in a linear manner. Moreover, all programs does not produce desired output as you want. So many problems require methods of conditionals and repeated processing of statements. Such statements are called the control structures. If you want to repeat some statement again and again, you need some structure to repeat that. So that is known as the control structures, conditional control structures. So let's understand what is control structure. A control structure is a syntactic form in a programming language that express about the flow of control over a specific list of instructions to make the decision among the alternate paths or given paths and executes the instructions in the sequence in which they appear one by one. Means that it will continue to repeat that particular statement until that condition becomes true. So this condition is called the sequence accomplishment. In computer programming, the statement that will be accomplished next is not necessarily located in the next line. This scenario is known as a transfer of the program control. If it is not on the next line, if we want to move from some one point to another, so this is known as jumping. Next, control statements are of three types: conditional statements, iterations, and jump statements. Conditional is further divided into the three parts, that is if else, nested if, or switch cases. Iteration statements are of three parts: while, do while, and for, and jump statement is of two types, that is break and continue. Next is control structure is broadly categorized into the sequential control structures according to your chapter. It is accordingly divided into the three parts: sequential control structures, conditional control structures, and iterations. Iterations are also known as the looping control structure. So first come to the sequential control structures. Sequence by name it is clear, done in one by one form, line by line form. So sequence control structures refers to the line by line execution by which statements are executed sequentially in the same order in which they appears in the program. They might, for example, carry out a scenario of read or write operation, arithmetic operations, or assignment to the variables. Means a simple program we are doing, if to add two number, to subtract two number. These numbers are mostly done in the sequential control structure form. Next is the conditional control structure. Depends upon some condition. If the condition is true, then that body will be executed. Otherwise, the false body will be executed. So the conditional branches which we use for choosing between the two or the more paths. Okay, we are choosing. They are the three types like if, else if, ternary operators, and switches. If we are choosing from one or the more option, that is known as the conditional control structure, that which condition is true, according to that condition we will do that particular task. Next is the iteration, means to repeat that particular condition as many times as you want. So in iteration control structures, a statement or the block is executed until the program reaches a certain state or certain criteria or operations have been applied to every element of a collection. So this is usually expressed with the keywords such as while, repeat, for, do, until, whatever. Next is the conditional control structures types is if else, if, nested if, and switch case. So let's start with the if statement. So look at the definition and example carefully. Use the if statement to specify a block of Java code to be executed if a condition is true. Means that if statement will execute only if your condition is true. So it will check that if the condition is true. So in if statement, use of the if statement to specify a block of Java code to be executed if a condition is true. So here we have using a syntax like this. Syntax if condition. If condition is true, then the block of the true statement will be executed. Otherwise, it will go to the next. Example will clearly defines you if 20 is greater than 18, then it will print 20 is greater than 18. Otherwise, it will go to the next step. Next is program or example of this statement. Here I have chosen two variables A and B value of A is 5 and value of B is 7. So I have chosen if A is greater than B, then it will print A greater than B. If A is less than B, then it will print B greater than A. Both are if statements. It will choose the true one and then print that one. Next is the if-else statement. Means if two conditions we are using, true condition and false condition. So if condition is true, then true block will be executed. Here, look at the flowchart carefully. If condition is true, then this block will be executed. True block will be executed. But if the condition is false, then the false condition will be executed. So example is clearly defined you. We have taken time as 20. If time is less than 18, then it will print good day as it is print good evening. So here we will get output as good evening because time is not less than 18. Time is greater than 18. Time is equals to 20 we have chosen. So the next is example of if-else statement. I have taken user as 17 and I am talking about if user is less than 18, then printer user is 18 or younger, as print user is older or 18. So here we will get output as user is 18 or younger because we have 17 as less than 18. Next is the concatenating if-else statement. Means that if-else statement can be concatenated to more if-else or if statements to form a chain of if statements. Only one block will be executed at a time and rest of the blocks will be ignored. So the condition is many if statement we are choosing here. Whatever the true condition will be there, only that block will be executed. First it will check the first condition. If it is true, then it will go to the true block and then exit. If it is false, then it will check the second condition. If second condition is true, then this statement 2 is executed and then return. But if it is false, then again it will check the third. Like this it will continue up to the number of the conditions. So if condition 1 is true, then true block will be executed, else it will check the second condition. If it is true, then it will be executed, else it check the next condition. So here is the example of if-else statement. Suppose I have taken time equals to 22. If time is less than 10, then it will print good morning. Now here time is 22, but means condition is not true. It will check the next. It will check if time is less than 20, then print good day. Again the condition is false because time is 22. It is not less than 20. So else it will print good evening. So your output will be good evening. Next is the nested if. If within the another if is known as the nested if. So that is target to the another if or the else. Nested if statement means an if statement inside an if statement. Yes, Java allows us to nest if statement within if statement. That is, we can place an if statement inside another if statement. So syntax if condition. If condition is true, then it will go to the another if condition. If it is true, then it will be executed. So here is the example of nested if statement. I have taken int I equals to 10. If I equals to 10, then again it will check if I is less than 15. If it is less than 15, then it will print I is smaller than 15, else it will check to the next condition. If I is less than 12, then it will print I is smaller than 12 too, else it will print 15. Means if within the another if. More than one if statement is using. Next is ternary conditional operator. It is equal to the if-else statement. Means it is a replacement of the if-else statement. Here what we will use? Here we will use the syntax as like this. Result equals to expression 1 or expression 2. Whatever the expression is true, it will print that expression. Okay. Means that if expression 1, then it will print 1, else it will print 2 or else it will print 3. So here we have one example of this ternary operator. It will check the condition. If condition is true, then it will print the expression 1. If condition is false, then it will print the expression 2. So look at the example carefully. I have taken input value as minus 21.19. So if input is greater than 0.0, then it will print positive, as it will print not positive. So here minus 21.1 is less than 0. So it will print not positive. So output will be not positive. Next is the switch statement. If we are using the many cases, many statements are given to us and we have to choose among one only, then we will use a switch statement. Use the switch statement to select one of the many code blocks to be executed. This is how it works. The switch expression is evaluated once. The value of the expression is compared with the value of the each case. If there is a match, the associated block of code is executed. Here is the example of the switch statement. Suppose I have taken the roll number as 3. So I will check the roll. If case 1, then it will print Pankaj. If roll number case is 2, it will print Nikhil. If roll number case is 3, that it will print John. Now we have chosen 3. So case 3 is matching. 3 is matching with our roll number. So it will print I am John. But if here I have taken 4, there is no case of 4. So it will print the default case, that is no student found. Next is the break statement. When the break statement is encountered inside the loop is immediately terminated and the program control resumes as the next statement following to the loop. Like here I have chosen break after the if statement. Then it will completely go to the outside statement. So it can be used to terminate a case in the switch statement. So your students, by this your chapter number 9 and syllabus is done. So your homework is to read chapter number 9 and also the full syllabus. So students, thank you very much.